Hello, welcome to PvP. Dan plays Solar Crusaders. This is a game that we've been talking about on the podcast, and if you've been on the website www.podcastversusplay.com, there's also an article written on there about it as well. The guys from Solar Crusaders got in touch, or we got in touch with them, can't remember, and basically asked us to kind of do some preliminary kind of reviews of it. This is the first time I've actually managed to get hands on though. This is a kind of online battle with, I think there's devs, there'll also be people from their Twitter followers, and anyone who's following the game in general. It's kind of all come in at the same time, just to kind of give everyone a feel as to what this game will be as and when it's released. So it's a 2D sort of point and click shooter really. The graphics are actually pretty good, all things considered. You know, got the effects on the flame, the turrets will move, the laser effects pretty good. No sound as of yet, so no background music, no special effect music. I take it that is something that's coming in a later version. This is 0.3.3, so very, very early alpha at this stage. I imagine it's just a case of them wanting to just test to see how things get online, give people a first impression so you can kind of go in, see what it's about, and if it's something you're into, then you've got the option to buy it. So there's a few different purchase options they've got at the moment. There's the Lieutenant Edition, which is $30 US, which gives you beta access, the full game soundtrack, forum badge, and a credits mention, I assume, once you've completed a single player, or if there's just a sort of downloadable credits. There's the Commander Edition, which is $40 US, which is alpha and beta access, with the full HD game, the soundtrack, forum badge, and again credits mention. And then there's the full, like the premium edition, I guess, which is the Captain Edition, which is $50 US, which is alpha and beta access, the full game HD, the soundtrack, a digital art book, you can name a planet for yourself, and you get the forum badge and a credits mention as well. So things like this are kind of really cool because you kind of get a feel as to what the game is about before any real kind of developments are made. So this is kind of the core mechanics, and you can really sort of tell if this is going to be something you're into or not. Personally, I play a lot of space RTSs, and this is fairly reminiscent of that without, just kind of like direct control. Oh, we lost connection, never mind, we're back in again. Oh, and I've got a different ship this time. Okay, so at the moment it's kind of randomly spawning in ships, so I had like this sort of big battle cruiser with a bunch of weapons on. Now I'm in a tiny little fighter, which looks like it's got speed, maneuverability. There's a lot more people in and about. I imagine some of these are devs, some of them are AI, but I'm not sure. There's also guests, people who follow their Twitter feed and stuff, so you can go and follow them at Solar Crusaders. Wow, fuck me, I actually got a tweet from one of the game devs for this, and he said, this is the sort of time we're going to be on. Good luck with the pirates, which is the kind of AI bad guys at the moment, which are all the dudes circled in red. Everyone with the blue name, obviously the good guys, or I imagine they're good guys. I'm not too sure on the races. All the details are on their website, so you can go and have a look at that, which is solarcrusaders.com. Probably a link for that in the description for the YouTube video as well. But so far, it seems, you get a good number of people on. Everyone communicating, crazy sound effects going off. I think it should be quite good. It works in browser at the moment, so I'm not sure if the full game would be an in-browser or if it would be a full digital release on, Steam or something to the similar anyway. But with it being in browser, it's pretty easy to access. You just click on it, click launch, and boom, you're in, and that's it. So, in its current state, I think I'd kind of be into this sort of stuff. It depends on the depth that you can really go to with it. So in terms of, actually having systems that you can visit directly, or revisit, should I say, as well as kind of forming clans and having leaderboards. It's like there's no scoreboard or anything to keep track as to who's doing what. If there's some kind of objective other than just big wave deathmatch kind of thing. So again, these are all things that I imagine in further builds we'll see. But I'm happy with this at the moment, just kind of making sure that it works. And at this point in time, absolutely it does. So I imagine there's going to be a whole bunch of different ships, different types of weapons, upgrading ships, which again is something I think that they've referred to on their website as being one of their kind of core sort of drives behind this whole thing. But I'm kind of curious to see as to where it goes. This is something I wrote about for the article that I did. Is that I kind of wanted to see more in terms of shields, upgrading ships. In terms of actual design changes to the ships, I suppose is as and when and if they can do it. But I kind of want something that's more individual for me rather than just, because at the moment these are all, this is super early, so I'm not expecting anything major. But in terms of the actual number of different ships, obviously there's a lot of different pirate ships, which is good. Variety in the bad guys, which is something that's not too often seen. But with sort of, it kind of reminds me of Empires at War and Star Trek Armada with the kind of solar system background. So I would like to kind of see fleet mechanics or some kind of base building. So more of an objective than just drop in and out. But I think that they're kind of going for the whole sort of exploration side of things. So I'd like to see how it kind of turns out in terms of story as well, really. If there is going to be a story, is there going to be a campaign mode? Is this something you can team up with friends? Is it all online? Can you remove the online element and just play it on your own? So there's a lot of questions that I've got. But in terms of what I can see so far, this is fine. I've played a lot fucking worse games than this in sort of very early alpha, beta access and stuff, and this is absolutely fine. This gives you a really good idea as to what the sort of stuff you're going to be getting into. That guy's got missiles. How's he got missiles? See, now I'm talking about the different types of ships and things in terms of additional weaponry. I kind of want some. So I don't know if that's going to be pickups, if it's going to be power-ups that you get in-game, research trees, all that kind of stuff, which again could be kind of nice, because then you've got to go on resource gathering missions, you take out alien races to upgrade technology and that kind of stuff. But I'm on board at the moment, fully on board. So what I do want to see is if we can come back to this maybe once every couple of months or so, or once every week, depending on how often they kind of updating things, and just see how things are getting along, how things are progressing. Are there different solar systems available to kind of play in these stress tests? Or is it just going to be a case of building a community, getting people involved? Oh, we've crashed. Have we crashed? See, that's why you need to do stress testing, because if it all just fucks up if too many people jump on, or if they've just reset the server or something. I don't know. But so far, I'm enjoying it. It seems a little basic at the moment, but don't worry, that's something that they are, this is just step one out of 1,000 steps. So it's nothing too bad as of yet. So I like where it's going. So I think that'll do though. It wasn't going to be a long video by any means. Just a case of demonstrating that it does work. You can go on to play.solarcrusaders.com. They do kind of like these big sort of sessions online every Wednesday and Saturday. Again, go and check out the website if you want to, and all the dates and sort of stuff are on there. I think that's pretty much it though. I've got nothing else to say. Although it does make me want to play Star Trek Armada 2 again, so I might have to dig that out maybe. Anyway, that's enough from me. So thank you all for joining. Check out the other stuff on youtube.com/podcast-player. Everything's also listed on the website, podcastversusplayer.com or .co.uk. You can tweet us at podcastvsplayer, or you can contact us directly from the website, or you can send us an email to playerbpodcast@gmail.com. I'm Dan. Thanks very much for joining. This is Solar Crusaders. Go and play it, you filthy buggers. See you in a bit.